All right, y'all, this is it. This is the video that you've all been waiting for. Well, this is the video that like 20 of you have been waiting for. It's the one topic that I get asked about more than any other topic, and today we're going to get into it. What is it? Well, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, modes. Modes. It's the modes, y'all. It's the modes. Hello, friends and neighbors. Welcome back to the Brownstone. My name is Rich Brown. I'm glad you're here. Today, we're talking about the modes. A very important topic. If you don't know, maybe most of you, or at least some of you already know, that I did an entire course all about the modes on Scott's bass lessons. If you are a member, please check that out. If you're not a member, hey, maybe, you know, there's always a free trial happening at Scott's Bass Lessons. Go over there and check it out. And if you already know a lot about the modes, maybe you'll learn something new. I like to try to speak to the beginners and the intermediates and the pros all at the same time. Sometimes I don't always get it right, but I think when it comes to the modes, there's always something. There's always something we can learn about them. So let's get into it today. Now, first thing, we just got to understand what the modes are right off the bat. So let's say I take a C major scale. There's my C major scale. Now, let's say I start my C major scale from the second note of the scale and go all the way up to the ninth, which means I'm going from D to D. So I can play the notes of the C major scale starting on every degree of the scale and going up to that degree's octave. And every time that I do that, I'm playing a mode of C major. I need to stress that this is very important. Every time that I play, starting from a different degree of the scale, I'm still playing the scale. This is the one thing that people seem to forget when it comes to the mode, because I get asked this question a lot, like, what modes do I play on what chords? Or what scale do I play on this harmony? Or how do I use the modes? Listen, you can play any mode on any chord because it's all the same scale. All the modes are diatonic, they're of the key, and they're basically an extension of the original scale. This is the thing that we seem to forget when we talk about the modes. Another thing that might cause that confusion is if you have someone telling you that you have to practice all of the modes starting from the same note. I disagree with this because I think it's far more important to play the modes diatonically. If you play all of the modes starting from the same note, then you have 7 scales in your head and you don't know what to do with them. But if you play them diatonically, starting from each degree of the scale, they make more sense. Not only do they make more sense, but you also get to see the entire fingerboard as it relates to one key, which is amazing. Huh? So here's what I like to do. When it comes to the modes, I think of each mode as being a major or a minor scale with a slight alteration. We all know the major scale and the shape of that. And we all know the minor scale and the shape of that. So now every time I play a mode, I am playing a major or minor scale that has 1 or 2 notes that are slightly altered to give me a new shape. And then I remember those shapes. That's what allows me to play through and remember how to get through all of these modes. So let's go through them quickly. The first mode is the Ionian mode, and that's just the major scale. The second mode is the Dorian mode. The Dorian mode is a minor scale where the 6th note of the scale is sharp. The funkiest note in the world. So if I play a D minor scale, all I gotta do is make that 6th note sharp. Now remember, please do not forget this. I'm still playing the C major scale. No matter what mode I'm playing, if I'm playing a mode of C major, I'm just playing the C major scale. Check it out. If I play the Dorian mode starting on D, it's the same thing. Starting and ending the C major scale on the second note, the D. Now I move to E, the third note of C major. Here I have a Phrygian scale. Now, the shape for the Phrygian scale is a minor scale where the second note of the scale is flat. So if I play an E minor scale, just a regular normal E minor scale, there's my second. I have to make that second flat, and I get this new shape. Yeah? Pretty good. Same thing with fourth note of the scale. Now I'm playing a major scale where the fourth note of the scale is sharp. So if I play an F major scale, and I think, okay, well, the fourth note of that scale is sharp, I can make that easy alteration, and now I am playing a Lydian scale, the fourth mode of C major. It's a Lydian scale. So here's what we've got. We've got Ionian, Dorian, minor with a sharp 6, funkiest note in the world. The next mode is Phrygian, minor scale, flat 2. The fourth mode is Lydian, major scale, sharp 4. I'm trying to remember these quickly as I go through. It ain't easy. The fifth mode is the Mixolydian mode, and it starts from the fifth note of C major, G. G major. So that's a G major scale where the seventh note of the scale is flat. So I have this new shape. The sixth mode of the scale, the scale or mode starting from the sixth note of C major, is called the Aeolian mode, and that's the relative minor of C major. So you just play a minor scale. And then we have the seventh and final mode of C major. In this case, it's going to be B Locrian. The Locrian mode is a minor scale where the second and the fifth note of the scale is flat. Right? And then we get back to C. Now, okay, so those are all the modes. Please do yourself a favor. Go back, review all of that information, write it down. Make sure you have all of that information available to you so that you can practice these modes properly and really get the shapes under your fingers. This is very important. People always ask me, what mode do I play on a chord? And I'm telling you, it's all the same thing. You can play any mode on any chord as long as it's diatonic to the key. So if I'm playing a groove, check this out. I'm going to do a little demonstration for you. If I'm playing like a simple groove in C major, volume, so there's my C major groove. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play all the modes and show you how beautiful they sound. Now, here's the thing. I want to be aware of all of my chord tones. The root, the third, the fifth, the seventh, maybe to a lesser degree the seventh, of C major. So that when I'm playing on all of these modes, I'm not playing like some sort of D minor scale over C major. I mean, essentially that's what I'm doing, but I really want it to sound like I'm still playing over that C minor harmony. So I'm going to accentuate more of those chord tones as I play over the different shapes created by the modes. Does that make sense? I certainly hope it does. So Here's my groove. Now D Dorian, check this out. D Dorian. Right? I can keep going. Here's E Phrygian. So I'll play the groove. This is my favorite one. Phrygian. Right? I can do this with all of the modes. This is the thing that we need to remember. And the thing that doesn't really get mentioned all that much when we talk about the modes. They're all the same scale. I'm saying that over and over again because it's the one thing that we forget. It's all the same scale. So I can even access these modes, since we're playing in the key of C, I can even access these modes below the root note. So I have to be aware of everything that's happening on each degree of the scale. If I'm playing E Phrygian, then I have to know that, okay, that's E, which means I can access E Phrygian from the open E. So then if I want to play a fill using that scale, I have the option of playing or so this is really great. This is a really great way to open up the entire neck. And it's also a very easy way to do this. Once you learn the shapes, I'm telling you, the entire fingerboard is yours. What I like to do is practice the modes, well, depending on what instrument I'm playing. If I'm playing a 4-string bass, I want to practice the modes in G major because I really want to get a sense, volume, I really want to get a sense of these shapes as they relate to all 4 strings. So if I'm playing a 4-string bass, then I want to play from G all the way up to C. That way, I see all of the notes in that position. And then I can follow through with all of the modes as they cover the 4 strings moving up the neck. Now, if I'm playing an instrument like a 5-string or a 6-string, in this case, a 5-string, then I want to play the modes in D major for the same reason. I want to be able to cover all of the strings in one area so that I see all the notes available to me. So there, my scale goes from D, because I'm playing in D, all the way to C sharp, 6th fret of the G string. I want to make sure that I have this shape under my fingers. And then when I move to E Dorian, I have all of the shapes available to me, so on and so forth. I hope that makes sense. Listen, maybe I will leave it there and talk a little bit about the modes another time. I don't want to load you down with too much information, and I think this is a good place to start if you're new to the modes. Remember, they're all the same scale. I want you to experiment and try just playing over one harmony, playing one groove, and then just anytime you play a fill or do something outside of the bass line or the groove that you're playing, try playing those ideas on a different mode. Move up the neck or come down. If you're playing in C major, come down and use some of the notes on the E string to access those modes below the C. And see what happens. I think this is a great way to learn the modes. If you're having any trouble with them at all, please do leave a comment or a question in the comments section, and I'll try to help you out, because I know that this is a difficult subject for a lot of people, and I want to make sure that it's as easy as possible for everyone. Listen, I'm going to leave it there, my friends and neighbors. If you like this video, please do click like. I know I say that a lot, and people often wonder, well, what does that do? Well, if you click like on the video, the nerds at YouTube see this, and they realize that people are liking the video. So then they decide to push that video out to more people, and then more people are introduced to the brownstone, and we get more, a larger community happening. So please do click like. If nothing else, if you like this video, then a like really helps me out in a huge way. Also, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Make sure you hit that notification bell to let you know exactly when videos are being released on the channel. You can also donate to the channel if you are in a position to do so. I will leave the link in the comments section below. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but there is a new thing on the channel. There's a little button underneath the video that says join. What that does is it gives you the opportunity to join the channel and become one of my top friends and neighbors for a monthly fee. And the monthly fee is $5. $5. And I think that's $5 Canadian. So if you want to become a member, if you want to become one of my top friends and neighbors, what does that do? Well, for $5 a month, your comment becomes a top priority comment, which I respond to before I respond to anyone else, which is cool because I'm getting a lot of comments these days and it's hard to keep up. So becoming a neighbor allows your comment to get pushed right to the front of the line. Also, I will be posting some exclusive, not necessarily content, but posts in the community section of this YouTube channel, where maybe I will ask questions or take surveys, or maybe get some ideas from you, my top friends and neighbors. $5 a month, and it really helps the channel out in a huge way, and you get to be a little bit more interactive with the channel. Beyond that, if you're not able to donate, if you're not able to become a member, just like, subscribe, tell people that you like these lessons, spread the word, and let's keep building this community. I'm going to leave it there, my dear friends and neighbors. I want to thank you all, as always, for tuning in and joining me here at the Brownstone. My name is Rich Brown, and I'll see you in the next video.